Hi, everyone, wherever you are. I think we can just start the sessions, sharing sessions this afternoon. My name is Johannes, and I'm the director of the graduate programs in architectural conservations. So I just want to share something about this program. And at the end of my sharing, if you want to ask questions, we can have question and answer sessions. Or at any time you want to interrupt me, just do it. So let's just make it very relaxed kind of sharing sessions. I just want to share my PowerPoint here. This is quite a new program in the College of Design and Engineering. It just started about 1.5 years ago. And now we are admitting the fourth batch of the students. So we accept students every semester. And this program have three different possibilities. One is Master of Art in Architecture Conservations. It's a master degree. Or alternatively, you can also take the graduate diploma in architecture conservations or graduate certificate in architectural conservation. So we'll explain later the difference between these three different things. And we're also part of the so-called the UNESCO chair of the Asian architecture and urban conservations. It's very important positions in terms of the if we want to do some conservation, that we need to have a good networkings and also good standing and criteria in our program. Okay, so it's not like a traditional, say, a classical understanding about conservations program in architecture. In some countries or in some program in the world, they're focusing on the so-called the relics of the past, temples, palaces, or old buildings. But no, well, our starting point is from a quite very different perspectives. We are facing the most challenging problems in human civilizations, which is climate change. And this climate change actually is affecting everything, not just our lives, but also the survival of the planet Earth itself. The thing that we face today, climate and civilization crisis, is related both to economic and environmental issues. And it is directly related to human behavior and ethics. So this is the starting point why we launched this conservation program. Because we think that the human factor is very important. Therefore, it's necessary to do a behavioral change from what we want to what we need, from consumptive to productive, from destroying to caring. So we have to stop to destroy our Earth or to waste our resources. And this mindset is important, not just for, say, professionals, but also for governments, decision makers, also for all the stakeholders, business, for even individuals, families, to understand this kind of necessity for survival. So United Nations has come up with this pledge, actually. So all the United Nations members in 2011 agree to achieve the so-called kind of sustainable development goals. There are 17 points that is considered highlighted as our main problems. How we want to save this earth, how to create a socially responsible policies, which is centered in human and is also ethical. How to create something or to produce something, that developments that is culturally authentic, based on local wisdom and contextual. How we produce anything, buildings, city, industrial product that is environmentally sustainable, which is carbon neutral, which is zero energy and zero waste as much as possible. And we also need to address the issue of affordability, because it's also related to social justice. So everybody have the same right the same resources that is very limited on this earth. And then in terms of architecture and technology, it has to be responsive and appropriate. So this is a kind of basis that we are starting from. So we are looking forward. So we call our conservations is not just something related to the past, but something related to the future. And the context is quite interesting because our program in the National University of Singapore is considered as an advanced program that will offer a unique perspective on diverse Asian cultures because of our locations. We are right at the middle of Asia, but not just Asia, but also between the Europe and America, Australia, and mainland Asia. We are on the tropical belt, so we are in the positions to give students with comprehensive knowledge and essential hands-on training experience to develop skills for range of career in historic building conservation and related fields. And the program is distinctly Asian and urban in its emphasis, because you know Singapore is an urban. We have nature, yes, but most of the so-called the context itself is urban, and we are facing the so-called the urban century, where the 40% of the surface of the earth is already urbanized. But we also focus strongly on the living and local culture. And the historic Asian cities is often regarded as the cradle of civilizations and have played a very vital role in the development of human societies and human civilizations. But in the last few decades, we face, especially in Asia, a tremendous transformations and rapid change in the social, cultural, and economic structure because of the unprecedented urbanization and rural-urban migrations that you can see what's happening in China, what's happening in India, in Indonesia, in many other Asians, and even in Africa. And even as millions living in these cities currently enjoy a share of progress, but that so-called heritage of this population center is seriously under threat. So I will not go into the details, but just to highlight that our program here will equip the students to understand all these multidimensional issues and also to give them some understanding and moral ground on how to act. What is the right things to do? And what is the tools that is available that they can use from the interdisciplinary context to tackle some of this issue, and at the end of the day, how we can save the world. So the MARRC program, we call it Master of Art in Architect Conservation, offers these streams of possible choice. First is the stream related to policy and management. And the second stream is the design of the historic urban context. And the third stream is on the materials and technology. And all of this is linked directly into the aspect of heritage conservations in Asian cities. And students can choose one of these streams to specialize in the master degree. And why you need to choose this program? Because, well, according to the QS World University Ranking by Subject 2022, the latest one, our architecture and built environment program is number 6 in the world. And as a university, we are number 11 in the world. But well, ranking aside, most important thing is that it's not just about the ranking, but most importantly is how you can get hands-on training and research experience in the areas of architectural conservation and urban environment with the unique heritage resources that we have, such as we have 3 shop houses. One is the NUS Papa House in Singapore. The second is the Architectural Laboratory inside another shop house in Singapore. And the other one is 2 units of shop houses in Malacca, in Malaysia, right at the middle of the UNESCO World Heritage City. We call it Tun Tan Seng Lok Center for Asian Architectural Urban Heritage. And also because we also tap into the knowledge and experience of international cast of heritage professionals and building craftspersons, along with NUS lecturers and professors. So it's not just us who teach you in this class, but we also use the hybrid sessions using Zoom, but also invite them to come to Singapore to conduct a hands-on training, coming from different background and different expertise in the world, because it's quite easy for Singapore actually to get all these people together to be here. So we call our program is a constructive conservation, management of change, and how we design a sustainable future for the past. Right, so you have three options, streams to choose when you join the program. And I think one of the very important aspects of conservation is not just theory. We walk the talk. We train you through the hands-on program experience. And then there's some internship opportunities with local and international practices as part of the modules. And also you can select a lot of electives offered by the programs, but also by other programs. And after the pandemic over, we also want to do several study trips outside Singapore to Malaysia, Thailand, Japan, Europe, wherever, Australia, to explore the heritage conservation case studies in the regions firsthand. So it's not just from the slides, not just from the videos, but it's good to be there and meet with the local people, local experts, and observe yourself. So these are the three different candidature. So Master of Art in Architectural Conservation is the main one. So you can take this within 2 semesters minimum or 6 semesters maximum for full-time. If you take it as a part-time, it can be 4 semester minimum or 8 semester maximums. Okay, so it gives you a flexibility to choose the duration of candidature. For the graduate diploma, for full-time 2 semester or 4 semester, same like the master. Part-time 3 semester minimum or 6 semester maximum. For certificate, because it's the number of modules you need to take for certificate is less, then full-time is 1 semester minimum or 2 semester maximum. And for part-time, 2 semester minimum or 4 semester maximums. Okay, so I think this is very important options that you can consider since the very beginning, because you should declare this from the beginning which candidature, which part, which one is you want to take. Is it a full-time, or is it a part-time? Whether you want to take a master, or graduate diploma, or graduate certificate. So for international applicants, it must be accepted into an approved full-time course in Singapore to apply for student pass. Right? But for part-time course and courses conducted in the evening or weekends are not eligible for the student pass. So this have to be very carefully decided, considered by international students. So what is the difference between these three? The Master of Art in Conservation consists of 4 modular credits. So typically one module is 4 modular credits. So it's a 10 modules. So it's 40 modular credits for master degree. For graduate diploma in architecture conservation, it's only 6 modules. And for graduate certificate in architecture conservation, is only 3 modules. So 3, 6, or 10, right? So this is another flexibility. If you want just need 3 modules, then you just take a graduate certificate. If you need only the diploma, doesn't need a master of degree, then you just take 6. If you want to take the full course of master degree, you have to take 10. But then within the so-called the Master of Architectural Conservation program, you can choose either to take the policy of management streams, design of historic urban context streams, or materials and technology. So typically, the policy and management stream is open for all background. Even if you are a medical doctor, you are an economics scientist, you are a policy from social political background, you are a journalist, whoever, you are an architect, urban planner, they can join the policy and management. But for the design in historic urban context, it must have the architectural design background, because it's very important to specializing in this stream that they have the so-called the necessary basic skills in design. So it cannot just be somebody who never designed before in their life and then join the design stream. It's not possible. So design stream is only for those with design or architectural design background. And the third streams within the master program is materials technology. You can have coming from civil engineering, material scientists, contractors, for scientists. You can join the materials and technology. So it's open to all. So this is the program structure. I don't need to go into the details because all information is available on the website. So everyone to take who take the master degrees have to take 3 the so-called the core modules, regardless the stream that they use. They take for design stream, for policy stream, or technology streams. Everybody have to take 3 modules: 5001, Architectural History of Singapore; 5002, Conservation Approaches and Philosophies; 5003, Urban Conservation and Regenerations. And then there is the so-called the stream modules. So the policy and management have 4 stream modules. So those who take these streams must take that 4 modules. For the design, it's only 2 studios because the module, as you can see, is not just 4 but 8, right? So that's why for these people who take the design and historical context stream, they must take 2 studios. And for materials and technology streams, there are also another 4 different choices. And then there's an electives, and the electives is quite open. Internship is part of the elective, so it's not compulsory. So you're free if you want to take an internship as part of one of the electives or not. Okay, and other modules from different streams is also open as an elective for students for a certain stream. If the elective is not, you need more electives from another program, so you can take electives from Master of Urban Planning, Master of Urban Design, or for the Master of Architecture program as well. So it's quite flexible. It's called the stackable methods. So all modules is basically, it's not just about teaching. It's not just about listening to the professors to talk, but it's also so-called, we implemented the so-called the blended learning pedagogy and flip classroom models. So the way we deliver the content is through public lecture, to seminars, guest lecture, hands-on projects, and so on. And the deliverables is not just exercise that is just put on the tables, but we also, for example, in these modules, particular modules last semester, we do a public exposure online. So people from the international, wherever they are, they can join the final presentations of these modules. And these modules was, for example, last semester is on urban regeneration and conservations. And different modules has a different way of teaching. So it's like, it's not monotonous, it's very engaging, and it's dealing with the real context, dealing with real people. So it's not just about theory. And in the design, for example, we took a real project and real issues. For example, like Golden Miles in Singapore. So we take that as a case study, and then the students will propose a different alternatives using a different approach. And the end product can be put into an exhibitions or books that will be publicized everywhere. And the CREAT sessions, the review sessions, we invite also people from the industry, people from the government to join and to give a feedback to the students. So it's a real project that is, has probably an impact and then they can change the common perspectives and perception of the general public. And also, we also include, say, like the study trip as part of the modules. You can go to Indonesia to a joint studio program with another universities, visiting the laboratory in Japan, for example, as part and parcels of the way we deliver this program. We have these facilities, and NUS Baba House is one of the very important, say, like a learning center about the so-called the Peranakan culture in Singapore, with all the real artifacts. But we are not talking about the museum things, but we are talking about how to take care of the buildings, how to maintain the integrity and authenticity, how to address the issue of decay, the issue of leak, the issue of, say, like even energy. So we organize different programs to use the building as a learning facilities. Yeah, for example, like doing the lime plastering, investigations, diagnostics, and even now there's another plan also to how to a solar panel to in this house nicely. It's not disturbing the overall experience or appearance of the house, with a specific design, because we work together also with a series, a laboratory at the NUS, who produce solar panel with motifs, and the motifs can be like copying or following the ceramic tiles of the past, and they can also put colors and a different shape, and how this integrated into the building to reduce the energy consumptions, for example. So this facilities is become like a ideal place to do a hands-on training. As I said before, we have a center in Malacca, in Malaysia, and it's also a unique resources for hands-on training, but at the same time also because we are sitting right at the middle of the so-called the UNESCO World Heritage City with a lot of problems and issue. So this is a place where we can organize joint studio workshops. It's also a walking tour, but same time also meet with the real people, with the local communities, and use this as another resource center. So the building is in different time before the COVID. We did also some hands-on training on materiality, on construction, on decay, how to repair the wall, how to repair the timber, by inviting people from US and also from Taiwan, from China, to conduct the workshops, the craftsmen working together with the local contractors. So it's very exciting possibilities. And recently we just opened this so-called Architectural Conceptual Laboratory. We will use another facilities in Singapore, a shop house, not just for archival purpose, but also for the purpose of investigations of colors, for example, or plasters, materialities. So these are some of the exciting package that we can offer to every student. Not just sitting in the classroom, but we are very active, going all over the place, get your hand dirty, immerse in real projects, meet with the community and stakeholders, with the government officers, do an exhibitions, do a public talk. So when you finish your program in 1 year, 2 years, or 3 years, if it's a part-time, then you will emerge as a more mature person. They understand the whole issues of what is conservation's problem and what is the possibilities and how to deal with that. So you have this confidence to be a real master in the field. So the application for admissions is twice a year. So you can choose whether you want to come in August or come in January. So every semester we have 2 intakes. And the application periods for August intake is open from 15th of November and will close on the 15th of January. If you want to come on January, then the application date is 15th of July until 15th of September of the year preceding the intake year. So for example, the August intake has been closed now. And on the 15th of July, next month, the applications for January 2023 intake will start. And we will wait your application until the 15th of September for the January 2023 intake. For fees at the moment, the tuition fee for master is $42 to $50 is for master program. For graduate diploma and certificate, because the module is less, more or less is, well, you can calculate yourself. For diploma is 6 modules, 6 times $4,000, more or less. For certificate, because you only take 3, then 3 times 4 is around 12,000. And remember, you also able to stretch your candidacy, your study, say whether you want to take part-time or full-time. So you can control and manage your resources, because this is not subsidized program. This is a full funded program. And there is an application fee that is non-refundable, non-transferable, $150. And then when you are accepted, then you have to put up $10,000 open acceptance. That will be credited towards the tuition fees. But please note, but the fees are subject to change, and always check the updated figures on that link. So admission requirements. First, that we want to get is students with academic and experience. The first is evidence of bachelor degree with honors, either is in architecture, planning, urban design, project and facility management, or any built environment related programs or qualifications, as may be approved by the National University of Singapore. Yeah, so it's subject to our profile, but it can be anything, because any built environment related programs or qualification can be anything. For example, like the first batch of our students actually is a retired medical doctor. So it's old, it's 62 or 60 years old, but he's really want to take the policy streams. And he has a real passion and some understanding about what conservation is. So it's okay. So we accept them as one of our first batch of the students. In exceptional case, a bachelor degree in a relevant discipline with at least 2 years of relevant work experience is subject to approval to faculty and board accreditation, a case-by-case basis. And then, of course, we need to have this detailed curriculum vitae if candidate is from design background, because we need to check the design portfolio before the students can take, say, like the design streams. And then English language for non-English speaking people. If you want to use ELTS, minimum 6.5 overall band score with each subject no lower than 6.0 score. If you want to use TOEFL IBT at the test center or home editions, minimum 92 total scores. If a paper editions, minimum 580 total score. And remember that the results should be within 2 years from the test date and not expired at the point of applications. And the shortlisted candidate will be interviewed. So we will have a chat 10-15 minutes for shortlisted candidates, because we want to know deeper into your motivations, your interest, and so on. If applicant is not in Singapore, then the interview will take place via video call. And to graduate this program, for master architecture program, you have to read and pass a total of 40 MC. For and CIP minimum 3.0. So you don't need to worry about this now, right? I think if you really want to be here, just come and register and be accepted as a student. That is the most important. Don't worry about the graduation requirements, because we will try as much as we can to help you to graduate. It's just a simple sharing of the statistic. We opened in 2021, semester 2. There's applicants, or 12 applicants. but we only accept 4, 3 full-time, sorry, 5, 1 part-time and 1 graduate diploma. In batch 2, 2021-2022 semester 1, we have 28 applicants. For the master, we have 12. We accepted 12. And then the batch 3, last semester, we have 23 applicants. And then 12 is for full-time and 1 graduate diploma. And the coming August, we have 75 applicants. It's getting more and more. And we accept 20. So the next one, batch 5, we don't know how many. It depends on your interest. And we hope that we can have a stable number, not so big, not so small. It's around 25, 20, 25 per batch. So I think that is a very interesting and nice combinations. You have a different backgrounds, you have a different age group, you have different nationalities, and the older batch mixed with the newer batch. So there's a kind of continuity and sharing of experience within the cohort itself. And in every module, you have a different people coming together, taking the same modules, not just from our program, but some students from other program, urban design, architecture, or urban planning may take our module as well as an elective, right? So the class is very dynamic because of this diversity. And the last slide that I want to share with you is that the locations of this program is in this building, and it's just a few months ago in April. There's articles coming in Architectural Digest. This building, the SDE 4 that we are located, is one of the 6 most beautiful buildings that redefine sustainable architecture. So this is more or less that I want to share with you. It's an exciting place to start your next steps in your life. If you consider yourself a champion in, say, like sustainability, it's not just conservation for the sake of memory and nostalgia, but to conserve something, to do something constructive in order to tackle our real problem to save our civilizations. So if you need more information, you can visit our program website, program Facebook page, or even we have the alumni LinkedIn group page as well. So you can drop us any inquiries by emails. It's very easy to find me and also everyone in the program by just Google us. All right, so now if there is still some burning questions that you want to ask, feel free to open your mic and just ask questions.
Hi, Prof. Johannes. Hello.
Yes, Ravin. Yeah.
Thank you for your sharing. It was very insightful and informative. My question is about the entry requirements, especially for the design stream. Because you mentioned that only students with prior architecture backgrounds are able to apply for it. Is that correct? And I was just wondering, because personally for myself, I'm a Singaporean, and then I have a degree in an unrelated discipline. So mine is not in architecture. But I just wondering whether is there a way to, maybe consider in terms of portfolio, or do I have to, go from the Bachelor's of Architecture track? Because I understand from the other professors that it will be better to go from Bachelor's then move up to the Master's.
So what is your background degree?
My background, previously I was doing animation.
Okay, so it's a graphic, yes.
Yeah.
Well, but why are you interested to conservation? Because you must have some interest, right? For example, we have some students also from interior background, but also graphic design, but they don't have the design skill. So there will be a big problem if they fail or didn't get enough grade in the design stream, because the design modules is 8 modular credits, right? So you must get at least B-, right? If you can again C, then you have a problem. But conservation is not just about design, because policy is extremely important. For example, say when you take the policy streams, there are several modules that's quite necessary to have this so-called the graphic skill. For example, like engagement, community engagement. Then your animation skills can be very useful. Then social media is one of the most important aspect also in so-called the engagement. And also we also have cultural mapping. And then why this stream is important, because with this skill set that you learn from the policy, you can work not just in, it's not just design office, right? But also in the government. You can join the National Heritage Board. You can work for, say, like Straits Times, journalist. You can work in the televisions to specialize on, say, like making documentations or documentary movies. You can even join the say, like educators. You can be almost anything, right? So, but design skill is necessary because of the rigor of the design exercise itself. So we don't have time just in 1 year to teach you the basic of design.
Okay, understand. Yes, thank you, Prof.
Yeah. Any other questions or comments? Yes, Phoenix. Is urban design? Yes. But my major is urban design, but many of my assignment are dissertations and I don't have much of portfolio. Of course, you can submit your dissertation because, well, with your urban design background and also your research capability, you are perfect to be a candidate for the policy streams. And you can still able to take elective, for example, in the material streams. For example, this was very wild examples. For example, like we know that sustainability is an issue, right? So, like for example, like lime and timber and bamboo is not allowed in Singapore. So that's why, say, if you want to do some research in terms of, say, material sustainability, and it's related also to the wide implementations in the urban context. And why don't we just use the real lime or real timber in the authenticity of shop houses, that 8,000 shop houses in Singapore, and using the correct materials, and how to justify that to the government? Then you can create an impact. So with your background, you are perfect candidates for this program. So for the portfolio, just submit whatever that you think able to highlight your strength. And doesn't have to be design. It could be design, it could be material, technology, it could be research. Any other queries or questions? We have 1 minute left before we close these sessions. So if there is no more queries, if you are in Singapore, feel free to come and to see me at the NUS SDE 4 buildings. They call it the first net zero energy building in Singapore. And we can have a chat over coffee, or you just drop us an email or visit our Facebook page, find us there, and welcome. So we are looking forward to see you as our students here. Thank you.